I'm gonna use a 4-pound hammer and a chisel.
This is a 2010 Ford Escape. Let's figure out the ignition issue here and replace it.
We're doing a little bit something different today. Well, is it? I don't know. You can see the ignition doesn't work. But sometimes it works. This is the new ignition assembly that I got. I just got it on Amazon. It's pretty cheap. This seems to be a common failure on these older Escapes at the time. So what happens is this thing, when it turns, you're not turning like it wears out inside. I don't know exactly what happens, but it doesn't turn the ignition switch, which is this thing, far enough for it to crank. So basically, as far as this thing's concerned, you're not even turning the key. So this one's not horrible yet. It still works sometimes. So I'm just gonna switch this out because it's starting to become a pain. First, you gotta pull this panel off. It's just kind of clipped in. There we go.
There are three 5.5mm bolts underneath here. Pop the trim open with a little pry tool. This is the ignition switch here. That's the thing we're going to remove. You got to first remove all the plugs that connect everything together here. On this side, you're going to see the security bolt that latches this thing together. This is what the security bolt looks like. It just kind of screws back on, and then you tighten it and snap the head off. First, pull this harness out of the way. It's a little Christmas tree plug. That way you can get the PATS wiring out of the way.
I'm going to use a chisel and a 4-pound hammer. It's kind of sus, but I should be able to do this. I need to make sure I hit it the right way. I'm gonna go lefty-loosey. Wish my chisel was sharper. Get it? Got it. You can see how the green paint has spun away from where it's supposed to be. Let me turn it a few more times.
There's a little tab on this plug right here. You can barely see it. Your thumbnail, your thumb tip could just catch it, and you just pull it right out. Easy. I'm currently removing the ignition switch out of the assembly there. You don't have to do this part because the part I bought comes with the ignition switch attached to it. I just wanted to take it apart because I was curious what it looks like and how it works. There are these two push tabs, one on the top, one on the bottom. You just kind of push and just pull the unit off. It kind of gets caught on the combination switch, but you can wiggle it out of the way.
Just for the heck of it, I want to see if this works. Okay. See, the keys are here. See if I can do this. Well, it's turning the car on. It's not starting because it's flashing the ignition lock thing. If I have the key here, it will be close enough for it to do the immobilizer thing, and then theoretically I can start it. Let's try again. I need something small and I don't have it. I put the key back over with the immobilizer so at least it'll disengage that part. Look at that. I think the ignition switch is fine on this car, but that's probably why it doesn't work very well. Oh, this is all loose and jacked up. Let's compare to a new one. Hard to tell, but this one's much tighter than the other one. I mean, it has some play in it, but At the top here, there's a 5.5 millimeter bolt that you got to remove. This one's easy to access. This one down here, I'll show you. But you got to separate the combination switch from the ignition thing. You just got to pull it forward a little bit. The next one is under here, next to the steering column lock, just right under. Careful, these bolts are not the same as the ones that held the cover on, even though they're 5.5. And I lost mine. Nah, just kidding, I got it. They're not exactly the same. They have a smaller, like, washer head or something like that. This is the one that came out of the combination switch. This is the one that was holding the plastic trim. Now this should be able to pull away. Oh, there it is. You can see how the whole thing moves now. Pull this away a little bit more. You need to pop this out of the ignition assembly. Just one of those Christmas tree harness things. Ow! Do have to disconnect all the plugs. Pop that out. Cool. You should be free. Gotta finagle this out of underneath the combination switch. That looks like it came out. Just take this bolt out. Alright, what else do I gotta remove? Oh, gotta drop the steering column lock. And this should just open up if you can get this out. There we go. There we go. Ta-da! Here's the old one. This is the security bolt that I had to chisel out. There's the thing. I have to remove the immobilizer. I'm going to use some of these little trim tools so I don't break them. Do the bottom one first. Alright, I retrieved the immobilizer. This is what reads the little chip in the key, the PATS chip for the Ford cars. This way it doesn't allow the ignition to start without the PATS key present. Just looking at the two, it doesn't really look different. Just gonna... Oh yeah, this actually... You can hear it. There's a lot more play in this. Like a lot more metal to metal play in there. Looking from the top of the ignition cylinder, there's like a little hole here in front of this rivet or something. You should be able to push a small screwdriver or something in here. There you go. So that comes right out. There's some wear in here. Take the new one and line it back up, and it should just, there's like a D that you have to line up. Put the D back in, and it should just click right back into place. Alright, I'm having a bunch of trouble lining this up for some reason. I did it once and I popped it back out, now it doesn't want to go back in. Oh, of course. Just goes right back in. Alright, you can see how that is supposed to engage the lock. Why isn't the lock working? Okay. Alright, so the lock is here, that's in the off position. Insert the key. See how it retracted the lock? But it's weird that the lock doesn't, oh, okay. I don't know how this thing works clearly. So put that in, retract, take the key out. Alright, that's how the steering wheel lock works. So put this back, be easier to leave this on. Yeah, it'll be easier to leave this on so this isn't in the way. Oh, I gotta leave the key in. Okay, oh wait. Yeah. Gotta leave the key in. Okay. Now you just put everything back in reverse order. And now you just put it all back in reverse order. So get this back up here. There's a hole underneath. Maybe it's easier to do it in the locked position. Oops. You know what? I'm gonna try to install it in the locked position because that way I know when this thing is slotted into the hole properly. See? That's what's holding on to it. Put that clamp over. Okay. You're not supposed to have to force anything. Everything came off really easily the way it's supposed to, and everything should go back in the way it's supposed to. Nice and gentle. See how this doesn't line up? It's not ready yet. So you gotta keep pushing and finagling stuff till it fits properly. There's still a pretty big gap here. It looks like half an inch or so. So just kind of figure out what's going on. Before you force it. See? Now there's a lot less gap. Let's continue figuring this out. This combination switch hole is not lining up where it's supposed to be. That's fine. Just move it around till it does. There we go. That clicked into place. And it's still not there yet. There we go. That's where it should be. I'm going to use a new Ford bolt, the security bolt, so when I tighten it, it's just going to snap off. I'm going to put a little Loctite on here, just the drop maybe. Actually, the original doesn't have Loctite. I'm not going to Loctite it then. Makes sense. You don't want this to get stuck anyways. Alright, make sure this all lines up again before I do it. It's a little out of alignment again. Just going to make it a little bit tight. I'm going to function check that everything works the way it should be. Key goes in the hole. I can turn the thing. The steering wheel is now free. I can remove the key. Steering wheel is now locked. This is the way it's supposed to be. So I'm ready to tighten it. You can see how it's flush here. I didn't have to force anything. All the things are back where they're supposed to be, so I can put the screws back in. This looks good to me. Let me function test before I snap that bolt off with this, I guess. Put the immobilizer back on. Just clips back into place like it did when you took it out. Okay. Oh yeah, gotta reinstall the ignition switch. Let's turn the key to where it's supposed to be. So just smoothly go right back in. Plug all this stuff back in. Okay, here we go. We already have that. This loops over the top. If I can find the hole. Get it right here. just like new. I remember how this felt when it was new. This is a 2008 Ford Escape, so it's 15 years old. I mean, it doesn't have that many miles. It's like 59,000 or something like that, but it's been well used in the city for short trips and whatnot. Oh, that's nice and crisp. Feels just like new. Well, I mean, it is new. Function checks just fine. Let's snap that guy off. I've never used one of these security bolts before. It's probably the only time it's satisfying to break the bolt you're trying to tighten. There we go. Snapped it right off, just as Ford intended. Time to put the plugs back in. Now that is tight again. Let's put all these little screws back in. Got that tight in there. I think we are good. We're ready to put the rest of the stuff back in. I gotta plug everything back in the way it's supposed to be. Remember I pulled this Christmas tree out? Shove it back in there. Bring this over the top. Put this Christmas tree back into this hole. Plug the PAT system immobilizer back in. It's on the bottom there. Click. Now we come over here and put all these other plugs back in. This one goes here. This one goes here. And the big one goes in the ignition thingy. There we go. Everything's reassembled. Lock this so stop moving around. I like to test things one more time. Looks good. Steering wheel works. Beep beep. Take that out. Steering column locks. Perfect. Put the trim pieces back on and we're good to go. Ignore this hole. Just put this whole assembly through the big hole. Like sideways like that. Yeah. And then push this whole thing through the hole there. And then it all goes up. Da, da, da. Push the rubber seal into the back. Like that. That looks good. There we go. So that way now this aligns with the keyhole again. I'm gonna lock the steering wheel downward to give me more space. I don't know why they made this two pieces. I guess it's easier to install. All these should just snap in. Put the bolts back in the bottom like before. So latch the little hooks on and then just push it back into place. All done.
This little project occupied my normal working time on my K-car stuff, so next week we'll be back to some K-car content again, but at least now this Escape can reliably be started again. The key not working once in a while, you know, it's a little freaky when it's a problem when you're just out and about, but no problem. It's a quick $50 fix. I mean, this probably took me about an hour. I mean, some of the things slowed me down. I could probably do it better if I had like the right tools. But even under like 2 hours, this is a really good deal to fix for 50 bucks because I got quoted about like $950 to fix this at a shop. So thank you for watching again. Subscribe for more. I'll see you guys next time. You'll see me next time. Something. All right. Have a good day.